Hey, how you doing? I get asked all the time what I put into my protein smoothie, so I wanted to go over my massive list, my collection of all the stuff that I sometimes use to stay full on the protein without wrecking my waistline. It is key to have a really good blender like a Ninja or a Vitamix, otherwise you're going to think it's kind of gross. That's key. Okay, so but I can't buy that for you. So here's what I suggest. Big long list, and I don't always use all these items, but sometimes I do. If I want this to be a true meal replacement, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start with Swerve. This is a alternative to sugar that's actually good for you. It's not toxic. Of course, cinnamon, a great spice. I also sometimes use nutmeg and vanilla. I forgot to put vanilla out here. That's how much stuff I use. I sometimes get crazy and add lime juice or even lemon juice if I'm making more of a citrus smoothie. So that's a good idea. And then I always use some kind of nut butter, and I sometimes use peanut butter, almond butter. This is sunflower butter. Okay, and I always have some spinach in my freezer, so I just grab a fistful, and when it's frozen, I just buy it straight from produce, put it in the freezer, and it automatically crumbles up. You can't taste it, but it will turn green. And I use either, this is a mix of almond milk and coconut milk. So sometimes I use almond milk, sometimes coconut milk, sometimes a mix of both. Do not use cow's milk. That causes inflammation. No bueno. Okay, and sometimes when it's been one of those days, I will totally add some coffee to my shake so it perks me up, add some more liquid to it so it's truly fuel. And of course I use NP Pro, the Trim Body shakes, because they're plant-based, no GMOs, nothing artificial, no allergies are going to result from using this. So I use 1 scoop of that, either chocolate or vanilla. And sometimes I add oats, which sounds crazy, but it adds some thickness to it and also gives me some high quality carbs that don't cause an insulin spike. So I will do that if I'm having an earlier in the day shake. And if I don't use nuts, or sometimes nut butter, sometimes I'll use nuts, sometimes I won't, but I'll add walnuts a lot of times. Those blend really well and taste very yummy. If I'm having a major sweet tooth issue, I will use Nature's Hollow sugar-free honey substitute. So it gives that sweetness with, again, not increasing my waistline. And another item I like is chia seeds. So to get good fiber and protein, these are super cheap, and they're black, so they add some decoration, but they kind of thicken up your shakes to make it feel like you just went through the drive-thru. And if you're into the seasonal pumpkin fad, you can make pumpkin smoothies. So sometimes I'll put half a can of this organic pumpkin, and sometimes even pumpkin seeds as well. And I will always use some form of either coconut. I use unsweetened coconut flakes, or I will dump some coconut oil because we want those good fats. You can also put some avocado in your shakes and see if you like that combination. And sometimes I use Capella drops. You can find these online. They have, this is cake batter. I mean, come on, don't you want stuff that tastes like cake batter? But they have every flavor from bacon to vanilla to chocolate, everything you can think of. So this adds some flavor without compromising your nutrition goals. And cocoa powder is another great way to add that chocolatey fix and get rid of those cravings without feeling guilty afterwards. So I do that sometimes too. And I often use some kind of fruit. I prefer strawberries to most fruits, but that's just me because it is a lower sugar fruit. But you don't want to use more than 3/4 of a cup. I talk to a lot of people who put like 3 different fruits in there and they think they're being really healthy, which they are, but it also causes that sugar bomb that just says store fat. So there you go. I left out vanilla, so make sure you add that to your shakes and any other spices that are in your cabinet that you enjoy. Go crazy, try different things. It may take a while to find your perfect combination, and bon appetit!